Hey, what's up, guys? This is Dan with the Bullish Bears team. I am going to do a quick swing trade watch list video for you guys. I have kind of everything prepped already. I've got my scans off to the right side of the screen, so you guys are going to see some red, mostly red tickers here on the right side of my screen, and on the left side, this is where I'm going to build my swing trade watch list. So I've already started to take a few peeks at what's available out here, and I'm going to start at the top and just kind of go through. So you guys might hear a lot of noise in the background. There's like a wicked bad storm in Connecticut today, so it's thundering and lightning. Hopefully I don't lose power in the middle of this. I got some battery backup, but you know, it might still cause an internet outage. We'll see. So the first one up is A. We're looking at A. And, you know, this is at the bottom of a down channel, had earnings today, but there was a lot of buying. So buying at the bottom of the channel, still kind of bullish. If you look at the hourly, it's a little bit below it. I'm going to draw this channel a little bit tighter on the hourly chart. But pretty much descending triangle, falling wedge. A could really go either way. Still a lot of selling volume. I don't know why the daily candle, looking at the daily candle real quick, shows quite a bit of buying volume today. But if you look at the hour by hour report of A, let me turn the enable live chat on so you guys can say hello. So So I'm looking at mostly bearish plays today, but I'm also looking at possible bounce plays, and taking a look at, let's just look at futures real quick. Futures was in an ascending wedge and broke out. So futures ascending wedge, fell out of the wedge. I actually sold a call spread on SPY and started to pull back to this trend line. So, you know, right now it found support here at this level, and kind of trading sideways. So we're looking for more bearish plays, sideways plays, opportunity to sell call spreads. You know, bear call spreads, collect some premium, maybe trade some options on some of these swing trades, and as long as they trade sideways or go down, we make money. So, you know, that's kind of the setup here today. So that's why we're going to look at something like A. And I don't know, this one's kind of at the bottom of the channel. This could go really either way, down to 57 or 58 is the next support level. I'm very, very tempted to look at a call, you know, selling calls, especially because it is on the daily chart, we're now below the 200, we're below the 50, we're well below, and it looks like the 50 is going to cross over the 200. That would be a very bearish setup here. So this one actually looks good for selling a call spread, and I think, you know, looking at this setup, it hasn't tested this trend line way down here in quite a while. Let me close this real quick. Yeah, Snap is another good one to sell call spreads on. So someone just mentioned that in the top chat. So honestly, I think I'm going to look at the hourly here. Actually, let me go back a little further. Let's look at the 180 day. Where's the next support level down here? Well, let's look at the daily. So I'm kind of hopping around, guys, but so let's see, this doji down here, this was the low at this level right here, and it looks like I'm just going to extend this to the left. There's a little bit of a gap right here as well. So let's look at this level right there. All right, so that would be So what I'm going to look for this one, I'm going to set an alert. I'm going to set an alert right at the low. It's got a ways to go, right? This bounced up pretty good. The low is 60.70. But I'm going to set an alert here because there's a little bit of room for this to drop. If it drops below 60.70 again, you've got that trend line down at 58. And again, you just want this to trade sideways and just not move up. As long as it goes sideways or down, you sell a call spread, that's you're collecting some premium. That's a pretty safe way to trade something like this, you know, because you don't know if it starts to bounce up. Obviously, this is your stop up here at 63.47. But that's why, you know, having a call spread, you can close out half of the call spread that you sold and let the one that you bought ride back up and then make some money back on that trade. That's why I really like trading spreads. So I'm going to set an alert right here for actually just below 60.67. So got a bit of a descending triangle. Test of recent lows. Room to test trend line. Support at 58. Alright, so we'll add A here. Alright, and then going alphabetically here, I was looking at AA as well. This is kind of in a bit of a descending triangle as well. Area actually recently tested the top of it here and has started to kind of roll over. You're below all the major moving averages on the hourly, which I like for bearish plays. Let me zoom out and take a look at the daily. All right, so daily, this is the major support trend line. This is down really just close to the 200 SMA, which is down at 47.16. This is at 50.54, and it's testing the 50 SMA right here. That's this pink line. So you kind of have a descending triangle. You've got two really big red major days. You've got a 920 crossover almost on the daily chart here. So that's going to be pretty bearish. This is most likely going to continue to move down. It's not going to move up. And again, another opportunity to sell a bear call spread and collect some premium on something like this. So what I would like to see is this start to trade below the 50 SMA, which is at, where's this at? Right about here, 50.11. So let's go to the 5-day, 5-minute. We're already kind of below this level here on this trend line. Let's take a look at the hourly. All right, so see how we have this horizontal support right here at 49.83. So we'd be looking for this. This is probably going to bounce a little bit tomorrow. I don't have RSI up, but I'm assuming this is pretty oversold at this level. So look for a bounce and then, you know, and then a test of this horizontal support. And really, I'm going to set my alert right at 49.50. Try to dial that in a little bit better. Create alert. So right at that $0.50, 49.50, descending triangle, testing 50 SMA on daily, and room to drop about 46 bucks. All right, so we got an alert for this swing tomorrow. I think this is a really good one. You know, that level cracks, it's going to stay, at the very least, we're looking for this to stay underneath this right angle. and not fan out to this next angle over here. You guys see I have another angle right there. You don't want to see a trade like this get out. If it does fan out, it's okay as long as it fans out lower in this level, right? Because if this trade's below $50 and you know, sideways $50, and you sell a call spread, you know, say something like you know you're buying a call that's you know, closer to the money and selling call out of the money, so maybe sell the $55 call, or I'm sorry, buy the $55 call, you know, and sell the 52. And again, you're going to want to look at, you know, open interest, you know, so go to AA, look at the implied volatility, you know, look at the volume, which I have open interest up on the puts and calls. You can see quite a bit of open interest. I'm sure I don't have volume column here. I could add that, but you know, the June 15th $60 calls, look at the open interest, 13,000. 55s have a lot, and you've got 50s, so maybe, you know, maybe sell the 50s and buy the 55s. That's something you want to look at, you know, and check out the premium and make sure the trade's worth it. So yeah, somebody asked me to check Disney. I know this one, it's got a Head and Shoulders. Head and Shoulders, look at the $99 mark. I had actually charted this one pretty heavy, and this green area was a buy zone for Disney that I had highlighted. So this is like kind of the accumulation zone where people are buying at this level, and they're, you know, looking for a pushback to that 110. Let's look at the daily chart. Does have a bit of a head and shoulders setup, and this is kind of bearish, the 50 crossing underneath the 200, but it looks like the 50 has already got underneath price again, and it's testing that 200, and you can see it's dojing off it a little bit, but you've got the 9 in a bullish situation crossing over the 50. It actually looks like a fairly good long setup. I don't know how much help it's going to get from, you know, from SPY or futures. If those are bearish, this could actually end up trading sideways. So again, maybe this is a potential, sell puts. Maybe sell a bull put spread, you know, go in the other direction, and you'd just be looking for this to trade sideways. Even if the S&P was trading down a little bit, but Disney's kind of bullish, kind of holding this level. But this is kind of your angular momentum that you're looking for Disney to trade up on. It might actually, you know, do something like this where it kind of trades in between the 50 and the 200. But, you know, this looks like it's going to make a play for 108. You know, but it could take a while. I mean, look how long it took from November all the way to, it took about 45 days. You know, the first test was 30 days, and then again another 15 days. So, you know, this might take a month. So definitely, if you're bullish on Disney, you know, make sure you're buying time. If you're buying options, make sure you're trading a spread so that time works in your favor. But it looks like it's coming up to test this level again, maybe in the next 30, 45 days or so, which looks like about 108, 109. So that might be a good one. I'm going to leave that off for now because I'm really looking at more sideways bearish plays. So let's look at FLO. This was kind of a inverse head and shoulders. It didn't really break out. This one's kind of more of a bullish pattern here set up. This thing's been running along this trend line. It might be ready to pull back to this level right here. So again, if you wanted to trade something like this stock, it's a little bit cheaper, you know, and you would sell a spread outside of here. Not sure what the volume is, but you know, that's kind of the pattern set up here. It's going to trade inside this triangle, but it's at the top of it, so it could be a momentum play where it breaks out and runs to test those highs again. So, and again, you guys know that I'm a fan of these fib retracements, so let's look at that real quick. So it's at the 50% level. So this is where price tends to react. It spends a little bit of time here and then reacts. So we'll leave that one off for now. Keep looking at some others. FLS. Let me try to find some tickers that I recognize. SWCH. Wow, that had earnings and sold off quite a bit. Yeah, that's in a downtrend, but coming towards the bottom of support here. Could be a double bottom play potentially after earnings. Dividends coming up. You know, last time I had earnings like this, it dropped down and bought right back up. That might be a good bounce play. We'll leave that alone for now. Yelp has been pretty bullish in this ascending triangle. This might be a good long play. So you can see right here on the daily, you kind of have this big bullish green candle today. A little bit of a bullish harami, I believe that is, you could call that. And kind of dojied a little bit off the 200 SMA. The 9 and 20 look like they might cross over, which would be kind of bearish, so you got to watch out for that. But I like it off the bottom of this trend line. This has bounced in this level, albeit slowly. You might want to wait for, again, that on the hourly, I really like the 50 SMA to be underneath price. But right now, it's right on this 43.06 fib. I'm going to look for the 50 SMA to get a little bit closer and kind of swoop underneath. It might actually pop back down into this fib level. You're certainly too late if you're buying at 45. So I'm going to set an alert on this one. I'm going to give it some room. Say 44.25. Wow, this thunder is like shaking my house right now. I don't know if you guys can hear that. My kids are in the background too, yelling. All right, 44.25. So bottom of ascending triangle. Again, look for volume and 50 SMA on hourly to be below price for long. Room to 45, 75. That's that next fib level. So let's add Yelp. So we got a bullish play. We got two bearish plays. We got one bullish play. Let's take a look at, somebody asked me to look at AAXN. Take a look at that for Mike. Do I think it will continue down? Let me clear this drawing set real quick because these are old lines. So what's going on with this one? So here's a significant low, 24.52 roughly, and 58.18 was roughly the high on that. So didn't get that perfect, but that's pretty darn close. Let's look at angular support. There's your rough angular support. Do I think it'll continue down? Well, 50 SMA in the hourly, that's kind of a pivot point for me for more bearish price action. It's still kind of hanging around this fib at 53.94. Let's look at the daily candle. It's kind of got a hammer today with a lot of buying volume. This actually might trade in this box. This 54 level to 58. That looks like a really nice price box for this. So it could continue down, but it already dojied off the 9, and depending on what the what the reason is that bulls are buying this, whether it had really good earnings, good forward guidance, whatever the case is. I mean, the S&P's been, futures have been bearish the last 2 days only, really, not very long. And, could still reverse at any moment. So this looks like just something that's pulling back a little bit. It might pull back to this hourly support. It could pull back here. But, maybe it's going to form another ascending triangle. We always look for those. Maybe it respects this 58.18 level and just kind of trades sideways and consolidates for a move up. So not really seeing a good entry on this. And longer term, you'd want to look, where's this really heading? So this thing's in complete new territory for it. All-time highs, lifetime highs, I believe. So that looks like a good one. Let me find one more. So we've got 3 plays. Let's kind of look at one more. I've got another list down here. Let's see. WH, BXP, Boston Prop Inc. Oh, I got the massive monthly chart here. All right, let's take a look at this one. All right, so that's kind of at support already. So this one might start to find support here again. But again, this could really just trade in this this lower range here at the bottom of the triangle. Look how long it can do it. It can do it for a day or two before popping back up and retracing 50%. Let's look at the daily. And again, I don't know if this one has options. I try to look for stuff that's going to be more optional. Let's look at BXP. Ah, good stuff, Mike. So, not a lot of open interest on options on BXP, so we're not interested in it. We want the best of both worlds. We want stuff that's got open interest, but also volume as well. So Home Depot has a lot of open interest and a decent amount of volume. I wanted to look at Home Depot for you guys because they had earnings recently. And you could see the tail here. This pulled back to the 9, dojied off of it. It's at that 50% level. That's what this yellow line is. That's a 50% retracement. That's a major retracement. So price is going to react. And this could be the pattern for Home Depot. It could be trading at the top of this range and possibly pulling back. I would look for, because of the close below this 50% retracement level, I would be fairly bearish on Home Depot and look for a pullback to this. See this trend line here? So this would be a good one to sell some calls if you'd like to sell calls, collect some premium. You could see it's kind of holding this trend line support, but this is the next target. You've got a target down here at 183 and then a target at 180. But I would need for it to break out of this channel here. You could see it did for a second, but it hasn't yet. Maybe a potential head and shoulders forming. So I'm actually going to set alert at this level here at 180. What's that? 186.30. All right, so let's do 186.30. Look for retracement down to 183. Actually, let me get this out of the way so I can look at this. So possible head and shoulders. So this could be forming a head and shoulders in that level, that 183 level, and then look for it to pull back to 183. And then the next level right down here, this is a rising line, so it's really tough to play that, but somewhere between 180 and 183, it'll probably pick up support and take some time. So this would be something I would sell a bear call spread as well. 183 and 180. So I think that's pretty decent. We got Yelp is kind of semi-bullish. Home Depot kind of bearish, and AA and A. So we'll leave it at that. Somebody posted Tesla in the chat, so I always like to look at this one. Let me clear my drawing set because it's a mess right now. So Tesla daily. You got support here, and you have resistance here, and you have the 50 SMA was pretty heavy resistance. So you know, this is trading below the 9, the 20. It's looking pretty bearish right now for Tesla. Here's the 5-day, 5-minute. Might be trying to find some support here. Maybe trade sideways a little bit, but this to me really looks like just like a giant bear flag right now, right? On Tesla. We'll see if it puts in support at this level at 281. Yeah, really 281 looks like good support on Tesla. So if that cracks, really 280.50. Room to drop to 260. I'm going to leave this off the list, but I'm going to have this here and keep an eye on this and look for a pullback. So guys, I got to cut this short. It's almost a half hour. Got to watch the kids. Wife is going to get her haircut, so going to keep an eye on them while she does that, and work on the rest of the day trade watch list. But that's the swing trade watch list for today, and we'll catch you guys later in the room. If you guys aren't a member, check us out, bullishbears.com. We're $10 to join, and you know, if you guys have been watching us for a while on YouTube, haven't tried us yet, you know, try us for $10 and, you know, take a look at things. All right, so there's the thunder and lightning. So I'm going to let you guys go before I lose power too. So we'll catch you next time. Thanks, guys.